Good evening, everybody. Hello to YouTube, hello to Twitch, and welcome to this impromptu stream. Had a bit of time tonight, so I figured I'd do a carry-on of my series of CRJ900 flights in North America, flying the Air Canada Express CRJ900. And we left off in Halifax on the last one. And today we're flying from Halifax up to the Canadian capital of Ottawa. So this is flight 8065. It's the Air Canada Jazz connector flight. Has a scheduled departure time of 9:50 in the morning, hence the morning time set in the sim. So we're going to be flying roughly the time this flight would fly in real life. So good to see you here. It also gives a chance for some of the North American viewers to catch up on the evening over on this side of the world. So let's hop on board and start getting everything up and running. If you have any questions about the CRJ, feel free to ask. Alright, we're on board the aircraft. Ground crew powered it up. So we are good to start doing our checks. So first thing is circuit breakers. Here's the panels behind us. Circuit breakers are all good. Nose wheel steering switch is off. Hydraulic pumps are off. Landing gear lever is down and locked. Spoiler lever is forward. Slats and flaps are 0 selected and displayed. Radar is off. ADG manual release is stowed. Emergency flap switch is normal. Batteries are on. APU is off. We can check the electrics. AC electrics are showing, as you can see right here, that we are on external power, 6 kilovolts, or kVA, kiloamps, I guess. 114 volts at 401 megahertz. That is good. We can put that back to the stat page. And we're good there. IRSs, we're going to come down here, get them aligning. Both to nav. Emergency equipment is checked. Gear safety pins are on board. Aircraft documents have been checked. Hydraulic 3A pump. This is to make sure we have electrical hydraulics in case we lose the engine driven. So we'll turn that on. We'll go over to our hydraulics. And once again, we can see we have 3,000 psi on the central system. It'll give us control of the essentials. And if we come up and turn that off, we lose hydraulic pressure and the alarms go off, which is what we want to see. And FMS initialization. We'll come over here to the FMS. And get that out of the way. So December 2nd to 30th of December 2021. That's current. 16th is current. UTC is 1312. That's good. We're going to set this to local time. So it's currently 12 after. We got about 40 minutes until our scheduled departure. So our scheduled departure will be at 13:52. Oh, that goes on another page. So we'll go here. We are at Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu. Oh yeah. Don't need those numbers there. Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu. We'll get our position off the GPS and plop it in there and executes. The aircraft is now aware of where we are. So to the flight plan, which we will do in a minute. So the FMS is initialized. Roger's going to go do the walk around. Sitting here at the gates. Look at a nice Q400 sitting beside us. And the cockpit is looking good. So we'll do the originating checks. Oxygen. Oxygen is good. Do the audio warning test. Can I get you down there? Get that out of the way.
User bay overheat.
Alright, so those are done. Electrical panel has been checked. Generators are all on auto. Fire test is done. Steer lights panel, we have nav lights and logo lights are on. Fuel panel, it's back up here, that's all good. And fuel here, engine pumps are off. Bleeds are normal, auto, and both engines. Hydraulics are off. ELT switch is armed and reset. Cabin pressure, 480 feet is the elevation here, so we're going to pop that out and we'll dial in 480 feet. You'll see it in the blue. It's in case we have to return here after takeoff. So that is now set. Air conditioning panel packs are off, circulating fan is off, and the cargo air fan is off. Windshield heat will go on low, anti-ice is off. Emergency light switch is armed. Standby compass is checked. Nose wheel steering is off. Clocks are set on local time. Instrument panel looks good. Alright, upper pedestal. Anti-skid is armed. Lamp tests. We can flick those up if we want. See all the lights come on. That's good. Engines N1 synchronization. Throttle quadrant. We'll leave the spoiler lever back since we're going to be back on the MCDU in a minute. These manual pitch and roll disconnects are stowed. Ground spoilers are off, and the auto reverse thrusters are off, and the ground spoilers are in auto. We can come down to our panel here. So 122.8 is set. We're on Unicom. There's no ATC at the tower at the moment. And ATC on squawking 2000 is fine. Come down again. Stab trims are on. Mock trim is on. Yaw dampers are now on. And source select panel is in normal. Alright, so passenger signs will now go on. I'm going to turn up on the overhead light. I do like the definition this gives to the panel, so we'll do it all on all four. Even with it being a day flight, it just looks a little bit nicer. We'll do a little bit on the circuit breakers behind us as well. There, everything is looking good. Landing elevation has been set. Altimeters, let me grab the weather. Current weather is a little strange. It's not quite reflecting what we have in here, although we do have a lot of cloud, which it is saying. So we'll put the METAR in the chat. There we go. So it's not quite as bad as it says there with fog and everything, but there is a lot of low cloud around. So it says the altimeter is 2990. And we're going to switch over to that, and let's just see what it comes up with. 2989er is in the sim, so that is good there. Okay, just give me a second here. All right. So thermometers are set down to the FMS. Was this one. Let's start doing our setup. So over to the flight plan. So we are here in Halifax. Again, that is Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu. And we're going to head to Ottawa, which is Charlie Yankee Oscar Whiskey. And our alternate today is, let me get the flight plan, Montreal. Charlie Uniform, or Yankee Uniform Lima. All right, and our flight today is Jazz, so Juliet Zulu Alpha 8065. Put that in there. There's our flight number, 515 miles. We'll hit execute on that. And there we go. So over to the flight plan, and we'll start punching that in. So we're taking off on runway 23, and then we're heading direct to Kelno. Kilo Echo Lima November Oscar. From there, we're taking the Quebec 806 Airway to MLT. From MLT, we're going direct to Derdo, D-E-R-D-O. And then from there, we're going direct to Daxug, D-A-X-U-G. And then from there, we're going direct to Mutib, Mike, Uniform, Tango, India, Bravo. From there, it's direct to Pupov, Papa, Uniform, Popper, Oscar, Victor. And I'll go on page 2. And then from there, it is direct to Vilro, V-I-L-R-O. And then it's the arrival. All right, so we'll execute that. And we'll go into our departure and arrival. So we're going to go off on runway 23. Yeah, we'll go the Charlie, or the CYHZ4. That's basically to get us straight ahead, and then off the runway. For our arrival, however, we will be doing the runway 25, which I think is an RNAV. And it's the RNAV Yankee, I believe, not the Zulu. Yes. It's the RNAV Yankee. And we're coming in on the River 4. And we're going in via Telfly. Let me just confirm that. Yes. Is we transitioning at YUL? No, we're not. Transitioning at VROL. Telfly. Execute. Okay, so that is the flight plan in. All looking good, and there's our legs. We'll look for any disconnects. So take that one out, put that there. Wheel roll, YUL, ASLAT. Yeah, that's all looking good. Thorough, Telfly, and then for the RMP. Yeah, Ibu and the runway. So that is all looking very, very nice. So from the flight plan, we'll go to our performance initialization, and we can come over to here. We'll start the passengers boarding now. And let's do our performance. 0 fuel weight. Let me bring up the flight plan. So 0 fuel weight for this flight, 31568. 31568. And our fuel for today is going to be 4847. 4847. We'll hit enter on that. That's good. Set the payload in the sim. Alright, we are good. And we'll copy the information over to the FMS, and there we have it. So we'll head back down here. So we got 90 passengers today. There's our load. We're traveling at flight level 340 on the flight. We'll put that in, and we will hit execute. Oh, that's the alternate that went in. Sorry, 340. There we go. Hit execute. That's fine. Okay, so that's done. We can go to page 2. Trip wind is a headwind of 76 knots. So a headwind means it's going to slow us down, which makes it a minus 76. So that's now entered in. And for page 3, estimated time of departure was 1350. If we want to go that way. So 1350. So we'll leave that on international time. So there's our basically an hour 15 minutes en route. VNAV setup, that is all good. I'm going to change that to a 0.78 for our cruise. Alright. So that is all set. And I'm going to come over here and turn on a couple additional features. I want VNAV on the left side, and on the right I just want that window on. And that gives us some additional information on the screen. I will be in this mode, and Roger will have the legs page up. So that is the FMS all done and set. IRSs have aligned. Radios and nav aids are set. So takeoff briefing. We bring up the screen. There we go. So we're currently sitting over here at gate 3. This is Payware software. This is the one off of Orbex. I'm not sure who exactly made it. This is Stanfield Airport in Halifax. And we are at gate 3, as you can see here. And we're going to be taxiing up north, up the runway. We're going to go off runway 23, so we'll be going to Golf Foxtrot, crossing 14 Lima, and then departing on runway 23. From there, we're going to fly westward over Halifax, over the Bay of Fundy, over southern New Brunswick. We're going to cross over Maine. Boston Center is up, so they are around. And they should be up when we get there. So that should be good. And then we're going to come across southern Quebec, and we'll be descending past Montreal, and then down here into Ottawa. And the arrival here, basically we come across over Montreal. Down this way we're going in towards Telfly, and it's going to be a straight in basically on the RNP approach for runway 25. That is the plan. We'll see how that shakes out once we get going. So got a lot of cloud in the area. So takeoff briefing is complete. We're just waiting on the passengers to board. And we will be good to go. We can take a look at the airport here while we're waiting. And it's very nice. I picked it up between the last flight and this one. Here's the walkout gates. You see we got the Q400 sitting here. And we've got the regular terminal gates over here with the jetways. WestJet over there, Air Canada at the gate. So it's a nice looking airport. I have flown in here a couple times in real life. There you go. And there's the Jazz hangar. Jazz maintenance hangar over there at the far side of the airfield. All right.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are
A little
put
bit of
away so that
a
the
lag
aisle
as I
is clear and other
move
passengers
around.
can make their way to their seats.
I think it's because of the
If you're
airfield.
in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process.
So
We ask that
we'll do in
larger
plan
electronic
mode is
devices
just
are stowed
quickly
once you depart from the gate. Thank
step
you,
through
and
the
welcome aboard.
waypoints, make sure there's no gaps. See top of descent, some of the restrictions, and then we just go straight in. So that's all looking good. We'll go back to a 10 mile here, 40 miles over on Roger's side. All right. So we're almost there. We can hear them starting to close up the overhead bins. What we can do, we'll go to an outside view here, is we're going to be pushing back. I do have the new Pushback Express. We're going to be pushing back onto the line back here. So what we'll do is we'll bring up the helpful arrow, and we're going to set it up for the push. So if we take it back that far, that's a little bit far. So we'll bring it in a bit. There we go. So now we've got the distance back to the line. What we're going to do is rotate it. So I want about 40 degrees. We'll see where it goes. That's about right. And what I find with the CRJ is because this is calibrated to the A320, for the CRJ you got to subtract 23 meters from the distance. So we'll take the distance to there. And that should put us on the line and facing in the correct direction. So I'll just get rid of the arrow so it's not sitting there. So again, we're just waiting on everyone to get on board. Take a look at some of the views we have set up as well. There's the wingtip off the right side. And the left side, or the left side of the aircraft. We also have a view at the front on the right. Side view. There's the mandatory watch the gear go down view. There's a view off to the engines there. That was that one. Got a nice nose view here. There's the cockpit, and then an over the dash view if there's an interesting approach. That looks good for that view. Should be close. See if I can get them to speed up a little bit.
Is there any chance we could expedite the boarding?
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
I'm sure they're making the calls inside, that last minute call. Last call for Mr. So-and-so.
We're ready to go when you are.
All right, so everybody is
Good
now
morning,
on board.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 8065 with service to Ottawa. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 37 minutes. Now that the cabin
So
door is
personal
closed, please
electronic
make sure that all
devices
devices
are
in airplane mode
off.
And your large devices are now shut down and stowed.
You can start the
Please fasten
APU,
your seatbelt and make
powered
sure that
on,
all
waiting
tray
for the
tables
invite
and
message to
seatbacks
come
are in
off.
full upright and locked position for departure.
There we
Cabin crew,
go.
prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all call.
Start button is hit. Come down to the aircraft. Doors are closing. Waiting for the APU to come up online. So electrics are good. Takeoff data. We can come over to performance. We're going to input our takeoff data from the pad. It's all in there now. We have V1 of 146 VR of 146, V2 of 156, and a VT of 205. So that is now all set. Doors, we can do a confirmation check. Doors are all closed. APU is almost online. Beacon light is on. Let's wait for that APU. So it's 89%. That's green, and we are now drawing on APU. We'll do a quick confirmation check. APU is now showing power. External power is off, so that is good. We can come over to the aircraft. disconnect the ground cart, remove the wheel chocks. So the aircraft is now all disconnected, and that is showing up top. Beacon light is on, fuel pump's coming on, and fuel is confirmed. Hydraulic pumps are now all on, and we are ready for push. So let me call the tug.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We will be ready shortly.
Roger.
Is there a tug? Physical tug? No, that's alright. They'll do it without. Alright, so we are good to push.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Are released. There we go.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Starting the right engine. Start mode engaged. And to
Ladies
spin
and
up.
gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft. You will notice a light illuminated above your seat. When this light is illuminated, please fasten your seatbelts low and tight across your lap.
20%
To
into,
fasten,
we will
insert the metal
introduce
fittings
fuel.
into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release
There
your
we go.
seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight as we may experience
Fuel flow is
unexpected
starting.
There are several
N1
emergency
rotation.
exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist
So we
others.
have targeted this
Keep your
line.
mask on
We'll see
until
how
a
we
member
do
of
on the
the crew
push.
advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests.
So
When
60%
instructed to do
into,
so,
that's a
open
good
the
engine
plastic pouch
start.
and
We'll
remove
come
the
up
vest.
top
Flip it over
and
your head.
starting
Wrap
the
straps
right
around
or
your
left
waist and
engine.
buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft.
It's not
If it
too
doesn't
bad.
inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for manual inflation.
Find it's got a really
Lift the
wide
window
turn
on the
angle,
right
which is why you got to
use
subtract
the
that distance.
used as a secondary flotation device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Please securely
Pushback
stow your
complete.
personal
Set parking
items.
brakes,
Make
please.
sure your seatbelts are fastened
Introducing
and seat backs
fuel.
and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind
Parking
you
brake
that this
set.
is a
Parking
non-stop
brake
Roger.
is set.
flight.
Okay, the tow bar is
Tampering with,
disconnected and the
disabling, or
equipment is
destroying the
clear.
smoke detector
Thanks, and you can
located in the
disconnect and go to hand
laboratory is
signals.
prohibited
Thanks.
by
Have a
law.
good flight.
All
See you
this
later.
information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat
Left
back
engine
in
is
front of you.
starting.
We suggest reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
There's another aircraft here now, heading to Baltimore, I think. Hi, Brian. How are you? BDL, not sure where that is. KBDL. It's flying a 737-800 Air Canada flight. Yeah, and I've got a custom airport for Ottawa, so it'll be nice to show up in it. Alright, that's a good start on engine at number 1. So after start checklist, generators are in auto. Quick check on the electrics. Yep, both engines are now pulling electrical power and the APU is not. So put that back to the stat page. Bleed valves are auto, normal. Packs are on. Recirc fan is on and cabin air is on. APU coming off. Anti-ice not required. Not doing too bad. I had a little bit of time this evening, so I figured I'd do the flight. That's about a count to 5, and then we can hit the power off, and that will close the intake door at the back. And nose wheel steering is now armed. Alright, taxi check. It is a flaps 8 takeoff, so we're going to select flaps 8. So we have slats moving. And flaps moving, so 8 selected and 8 indicating. Flight controls, so full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral. Aileron and rudder trims are neutral, and our elevator trim is going to be 6.8 today. So we will dial in on the trim wheel 6.8, which is a little bit nose down from where we are. There we go, 6.8 units of trim. Engine reversers are armed, in case we have to abort the takeoff. Flight instruments are all checked. And back over to the stat page. Brake temperatures are green. Initial climb out of 10,000 feet. And we are good. Ottawa area traffic. Jazz 8065 taxiing to runway 23 via the apron Golf Foxtrot crossing 14 Lima holding short 23 at Lima Halifax. Alright, we are good for taxi. Taxi light, come on.
We're ready for departure.
Cabin is now ready. Yeah, it was pretty windy here today too. It was warm, like strangely warm, but there was a good wind blowing. I think there's a front going through. I know by Sunday the temperatures are supposed to be back down around freezing again. Yeah, I know I said Ottawa at the beginning, it's Halifax. I corrected at the end. Gonna follow this up and around. Yeah. Alright, it was nice seeing you, Halifax. We'll see you again someday. I'm sure we'll be back. Since I got the scenery, definitely going to be back. It's a short taxi here. Make sure the bot's awake. It's 1-4, we're going to cross over. It's Lima on the other side. This one I got off Orbex, but I'm not sure who made it. But Orbex Central has it, and Ottawa I got from Roman Design, who did. Who did it? I got the Roman Design one. I took a look around the airport. It looks nice. Anyway, here we are. We'll just quickly throw the brake on. So, for takeoff checklist, we will throw on the pitot heats. No, not that one. That one. Pitot heats are on. Lights are coming on. Strobe lights are on. Fuel cross flow is in manual. We'll advise the cabin. Weather radar is on. Transponder is on. Radar train doesn't have it. And CAS is good. Yeah, it is payware. Orbex Central is where I got it from. Halifax area traffic, Jazz 8050 or 8065, taking position runway 23. There's an inbound flight coming in from Calgary, but he's a long way away. Line ourselves up out here and get ready to go. So this airplane's a little bit longer, a little bit heavier than the 700. It's got a slightly bigger wing surface area as well, but the cockpit layout is pretty much identical. Just the speeds are slightly different for flap extensions and stuff, but not, I think, only by a knot or two, not much. So luckily the weather in the sim is better than the weather that the Metar had. It was looking really miserable. We still got some low cloud and stuff, but shouldn't be too bad. Alrighty, so we are lined up, so brakes are set. We'll go into takeoff mode. Engine's coming up. It's 40% and stable. Halifax traffic, Jazz 8065, rolling runway 23, departure to the west. Brakes released. Toga power is set. Looks like New York Center has come online as well. It's all south of us, though, not our concern. 380 knots. Just keep her on the center line. See the speed we need on this thing. She's heavy. V1 rotate. So we took runway 23, the longer one. Alright. There's 15-degree climb angle. Positive rate. Gear up. Holding the climb. Throttles into climb detent. Nav, speed, autopilot engaged. We're going to dial the speed up to 250. And we can head off to our first waypoint. Direct to Kelno. Flaps up. I remembered to go into climb mode, but forgot the flaps up. Alright, so climb check. Cross flow back to automatic. Bleeds and APU. Bleeds are good. APU is good. Thrust reverser is off. And cast checked. Okay. There we go. Rocking through the sky here. So we are off en route. We will need to get a hold of Boston, and Boston Center is 12375. So we'll dial that in now just to get her ready. 123 750. So don't gotta worry about any anti-ice.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. You will be required.
Alright, so we're coming up for 10,000 feet. We're going to start climbing. We'll go back into speed mode. We're going right up to 34,000.
Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TV and paid movies library.
There we go. And 290 is our targeted climb speed. Ah, very good. Enjoy. Let's see how busy Ottawa is tonight. Couple outbounds. It's like a Dash 8. Heading to the island, Toronto Island, a Porter flight. Private aircraft heading to. Then there's that KBDL again, not sure where that is. Another Air Canada flight going to JFK, and I'm inbound. That's about it. So pretty quiet over there in the Ottawa area. So we should have a good, uneventful arrival. Hey, Captain Maddie. Where is UUDD? That one I'm not familiar with. KLEX I'm familiar with, but not UUDD. Trip Plays 106, hello on Twitch. It's been very warm up in Canada as well. Warmer than usual. It's live weather in the sim. I'm not exactly sure it's 100% to what the METAR is reading, but we're doing live sim weather, yes. Yeah, I got it from Orbex Central. I don't know if it's Orbex themselves or somebody else's, but I got it from Orbex. And the Ottawa one I got from Roman Design. No, there's through 18,000, so we'll go to standard on the barrel. So 18,000, we'll turn the seatbelts off. for those in the back. Ah, Moscow. Okay. Oh, I have been to Moscow. It didn't seem familiar. So flight time is just over an hour for us. Again, we'll have a short, brief chat with Boston Center as we fly over them, because Montreal Center's not online, so we don't have to worry. It's 22,500 feet, climbing nicely. It's beautiful Nova Scotia down below. Can I get it to not display that? Let's see what happens next time. I should be able to turn that off as well. There we go. Alright, there's 25,000. And once again, 'tis the season. Yeah, we'll see it when I get there. I've got their Brampton, and which is my home airport where I fly out of, or flew out of, and Buttonville, and I've also got their scenery for the Toronto Oakville area and stuff, which looks pretty good as well. Grabbing my flight plan from VATSim just so I can reference it if I need to. Wonderful cloud layers out there. And again, this is a nice morning flight. Real life flight that they fly, so I've set the sim to the time that they actually fly it. It's a morning flight from Halifax to Ottawa. I think I set 7-8 for cruise. Yeah, 7-8 for cruise. So once we're over 30,000, that should switch to Mach. So we're leaving, there's the coast of Halifax, and that's the Bay of Fundy. We'll be crossing over into New Brunswick. Sure looks different from this side. Go back over to my side. Yeah, it looks pretty good, and the price is pretty good too. I've chatted with the creator when he released the Brampton one, since I know that airport well, and I think he flies out of the Brampton airport himself. So he's a local Canadian guy, so I got no problem with supporting him. All right, so let's get our heading bug locked in. Beautiful view from up here. And here's those cloud layers. The cumulus clouds down below, the cirrus clouds, and then an upper layer really thin up there, and then there's this layer. There's like 4 or 5 layers of cloud right now. Looks really cool. There's no one else around us at the moment. New England's all online, Boston's online, New York's online. Looks like
Remember the things we loved about
4
the good
or
old
5
holidays,
airports
having
in that
a nice
area
dinner
are all
with
up
family,
with
watching
tower,
wholesome holiday
ground,
movies while playing with those
approach.
fidgety, spinny things.
1, 2,
Yes,
3,
2019
4, 5,
were the
6.
days indeed. But good thing is, this year, Loblaw, Sayers, and your independent grocer are bringing
Boston.
back that old-school holiday magic. Get all you need to celebrate holidays the old-fashioned way, including $25 deli party
Baltimore,
platters that'll earn you 5,000 PC
LaGuardia,
Optimum points. That's
JFK.
like $5 in points. Imagine all the fidgety,
Wow.
spinny things
Very
you could
busy.
buy with that.
1,000 feet to go. So we're going to set the speed to 7.8. It's crappy, just like the paycheck. Yeah. Let me start coming back onto power a little bit. Don't want the speed to get out of hand. We did a flight in Europe. I think it was the Lisbon to Rome, and I got the throttles perfect, and I didn't have to adjust them for the entire flight. Hold it there for a minute, see where we end up, and then we'll adjust. So ideally you want the airspeed in the middle of the speed bug, but I kind of go anywhere on the speed bug is good enough as a target. Coming up for the coast of New Brunswick. See the edge of Nova Scotia there. We're over the Bay of Fundy. See the edge of New Brunswick coming up.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in the seat back for our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
So our speed's pretty much set. Throttles are pretty much set. Always got to remember no auto throttle, so it's all manual adjustments and manual settings. Coming up to St. John's, or St. John, not to be confused with St. John's, which is in Newfoundland. The Bay of Fundy and then the Atlantic Ocean off in the distance. We got that headwind, it's really slowing us down. Clouds are looking pixelated today, that's a shame. So if you're watching on Twitch, there might be a couple of you. The main chat is over on the YouTube channel, but I do have the ability to watch the Twitch chat. So I try to keep on top of it, but sometimes we get busy. There's New Brunswick coming in below us. So not too far to Boston. Boston Center, so we're just going to be cutting over the top end of Boston. Shouldn't be an issue. It's not very busy. Oh, there's that other aircraft, Air Canada flight heading to Halifax from Calgary. It's 1,000 above us. Well away from us right now. So Brian, you got any Christmas plans? Family stuff? Going anywhere? Not that there's much places to go at the moment with them starting to lock everything down again, or at least make it a little bit more difficult to travel. Speed's getting a little bit higher than I want it. Ah, very nice. Yeah, I got some family stuff going on, so it's going to be a bit of a non-event this year. But thinking about having a traditional Jewish Christmas, which means Chinese food for dinner. We'll see what happens. I'm taking my my younger nieces out to lunch the week leading up to it, so that'll be a nice little bit of time with them. Oh yeah, doing a big turkey is way beyond my ability and skills anyway. Yeah, everything's getting expensive nowadays. How are we doing? Oh, look at that, we're speeds right on. So we should be getting a call from Boston in a minute. So since there's no one around, switch over now. Give them a listen. Well, we do have our Christmas stream at 1300 Zulu, so 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern.
7440, just a quick vector for sequencing. Turn right heading 250 and just to maintain 110.
It will be part of our Christmas series. So Christmas Day and Boxing Day I'll be streaming
7440
in the morning.
Right 240, just to maintain 110. 7440.
At least that's the plan right now. You know, things can happen.
2507. GPS 1066 across Stella, add and maintain 11000, grab the altimeter 2986. Stella 11000, 2986, altimeter GPS 1066.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing was when I went to Disney World. Oh, the few times I've been there, was the Christmas sandwich. It's the turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, all that stuff on the bread. It tasted like a Christmas dinner plate in a sandwich. It's fantastic. So then we pass into Boston's control zone just after the
GPS 2537, contact Bradley approach 125.35. Have a good night.
The second waypoint we're coming up to. Yeah, the
Delta 4418
in the NOTAMs section,
runway 22
you'll
left,
find
Boston,
the day before. Usually, you'll find I put up the quick departing and arriving airports, and then the estimated route of what it's going to be. And those flights are all in Europe, as we're flying around the European stuff. Actually, it's filling, but it's a small sandwich. They don't make it too big because of everything that's on it. But oh God, is it delicious! Stuffing, turkey, stuffing, potatoes, gravy, and on a toasted bun. Watching where I am in relation. I think about 20 miles to go before I cross into his sector.
Delta 4211, contact.
And those are all
Boston,
VATSim
approach
flights as well
133.0. Have a good night.
for the Christmas tour.
GPS 1066, please flight level 350. Thank you. Delta 4211, contact Boston, approach 133.0. Have a good night. Jazz 7440, clear direct to Stella.
Stella, Jazz 7440.
Delta 4211, Boston. 5 Club 36, contact Bradley, approach 125.35. Have a good night.
That's the 320 for the Christmas tour. Boston Center Jazz 8065 with you, flight level 340.
Jazz 8065, contact Boston Center 133.45.
Roger, 133.45. Ah, somebody else came online.
Remember the things
They
we love
split.
about the good old holidays? Having a nice dinner with family, watching wholesome holiday movies while playing with those fidgety, spinny things. Ah, yes, 2019 were the days indeed. But good thing is, this year, Loblaw Sayers and your independent grocer are bringing back that old-school holiday magic. Get all you need to celebrate holidays the old-fashioned way, including $25 deli party platters that'll earn you 5,000 PC Optimum points. That's like $5 in points. Imagine all the fidgety, spinny things you could buy with that.
Gold 72, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 1000. Traffic, please.
But yeah, I know what it means. I was clarifying. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Stop. Boston Center Jazz 8065.
Boston Center, good evening. Phenom 300, November 169, Tango Alpha, flight level 410. Air Canada 2647, contact Boston Center now on 123.75.
2375, Air Canada 2647.
JetBlue 589, contact Bradley, approach 123.905.
I wonder why you can't hear me.
Delta 1035, contact Boston, approach 133.0.
I mean, I'm on the frequency and I am transmitting. Boston Center Jazz 8065.
Stand by.
Oh, okay.
Number 9er Alpha Lima, contact Bradley, approach 119.0.
Yeah, no problem, Brian.
American 1139, contact Bradley, approach 123.905.
2395, American 1139.
Boston Center, Phenom 169, Tango Alpha, flight level 410. Number 169er Tango Alpha, Boston Center, hello. Who else was calling Boston Center there earlier?
Jazz 8065 with you, flight level 340.
Jazz 8065, Boston Center, squawk 4711.
4711 for Jazz 8065.
Secure Flight 1209, contact Washington Center on 133.72.
132.72,
So YouTube's acting up again. We're giving me
69er
the
Tango
buffering
Alpha,
thing.
descend and maintain descend and maintain flight level 190. Descend and maintain 190, flight level 190 for 169 Tango Alpha. American 225 cross Madison, out of maintain 1000. The Bradley altimeter 2986.
Well, I think we're only with him until just before this waypoint, about 120 miles
American
away.
2118, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 22
We're
left,
just
about
kind of,
altimeter 2986.
crossing through his northern territory.
Roebuck 3 arrival for 22 left.
Ah, welcome back. Let's have a drink to celebrate.
Gold 72, Bangor altimeter 2976, expect ILS 33 approach.
Alright, expect ILS 33, Gold 72.
Jazz 8065, radar contact 15 miles to the southeast of the
No, I
Millinocket
got
DOR,
that
maintain
too.
level 340.
Actually, I had a weird one on Wednesday with the Spitfire flight. There was a disconnect, and it managed to reconnect and maintain the stream. But I think when you go to play it back, it only shows the last 5 minutes. But if you look at the stream video, it shows an hour and 18 minutes or whatever it was. It's weird.
Give me the bottle.
Uh-oh. Is that Jack Sparrow? So it's, that was a weird one. I'm not sure what happened there. But, yeah, I looked over when I was coming into land at the end of the stream, and the screen was black. I was like, what? But it finally got up and running again. I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Beautiful cloud formations we're going through. That thin, wispy cirrus layer we're flying under.
Clear.
Yeah, it was odd. I mean, if it's not OBS dropping, like just shutting down on me for no reason. Sometimes it's the stream. Sometimes it works fine.
37, clear to Florence Airport. As filed. Climb maintain 2000, expect flight level 470.
And it's funny, I did a check and they say
Squawk
Streamlabs
4714.
OBS is still like up in the number 1 and 2 streaming software. I mean, it's good. It lets me do all the stuff I do, but sometimes, you know, when it just stops.
At 4714.
I mean, at that point I've lost the stream because I can't restart it.
Flight 37, read back
easily
correct, advise, ready to taxi.
to be able to pick it up again.
Altimeter 29903.
So I'll have to see if there's a setting on YouTube where I can extend the amount of time before it terminates the stream. But we'll have to see. Anyway, we might as well talk about the arrival while we're here. So here we are over Maine. And we're going to be flying along down here. We'll be departing somewhere around Sherbrooke, just east of Sherbrooke, I think.
Gold 72, descend and maintain 5000.
Actually, it says around Montreal.
Gold 72.
So over here. So we're coming in on the River 4. So we're coming in here from Villeroy. We're going to fly to Montreal. And then we descend down through Alsat down to Thurrow.
Bus Center, Gold 72, unable.
And from Thurrow, it's
I
direct
don't think
down
we're
to
going to be able to make
Telfly.
3,000, the initial
And then from
start
Telfly,
waypoint
it's just
on the ILS.
straight in at
Request
1,400
a couple
feet
vector S turns.
for the
Gold 72.
airport.
Gold
It's
72,
an RNAV.
barometer rate heading 050, vector
So
cruise descent, descend and maintain 5000.
Alibu will start our descent at a
Alright.
3-degree down angle,
050,
so it's going to
vector
be
descent,
somewhere
Gold
around 780 foot per minute descent down to the runway. When we arrive, we'll be arriving on runway 25. So we'll probably be getting off down here at Echo. And then we'll be heading over to the main apron here at Ottawa, and we'll be parking probably around stand 2022 in that area there. So that is the plan for the arrival. There's the top of descent marker just after about 160 miles away now, 165 miles away. Just going to be coming in. And we're 215 miles out from Ottawa. And we're due north.
American 2118, contact Boston.
Bangor, Maine.
133.0.
Over that way.
133.0, American 2118.
American 225, contact Bradley approach now on 123.9 or
I'm
5.
not sure what the split is, if he's going to hand me off to the other guy again or not. So I'm going to dial him back in. It's 123750. Just in case. It does say he's Boston East. I wish VATSim split the control areas up so you can see who is who. I know Volanta does it, but I've got Volanta under the sim right now. I don't want to put it up on the screen. Speed is good, fuel is good. It's not too bumpy. Just got that headwind.
Gold 72, turn left heading 270.
Just a 70 knot
Left
headwind.
270, Gold 72.
And there's the top of descent marker, I think, just about to come in up there. And we should
Number 9 or Tango Alpha,
go
turn
out of
right
his
heading
control
0,
zone by the
correction,
time
turn
we
right heading
hit
100, vectors
this
for your
waypoint
descent,
here.
maintain 16,000.
Alright, turn right heading 100 down to 16,000 for the vectors 169 Tango Alpha.
Lovely view with the clouds. So we'll be flying north of Sherbrooke, over St. Hyacinthe, north of Montreal, and then coming over the Ottawa River, coming into Ottawa. It's been a while since I've been into the Ottawa airport. Used to do it for work. Done it a few times. So as we get ready,
Remember the things we loved about the good old
what
holidays?
is the Ottawa
Having a
airport
nice dinner
elevation?
with family,
300
watching wholesome
and
holiday movies while playing with
77
those
feet.
fidgety, spinny things.
So we'll call it 380.
2019 were the days indeed. But good thing is,
Pop
this
you
year,
out.
Loblaw, Zayres, and your independent grocer are bringing back that
Set
old
the landing
school
elevation
holiday
to
magic.
380.
Get all you need to celebrate holidays the old-fashioned way,
good.
including
Cabin temperature,
$25
23
deli
degrees.
party platters
Nice.
that'll earn you
And
5,000 PC Optimum points. That's like $5 in points. Imagine all the fidgety, spinny
Comfortable
things you
for
could
the
buy
people
with
in the
that.
back. So not long now, we'll be kicked over back over to Honeycomb. We're now over eastern Maine. It's been a few years since I've been there. I used to have to go to meetings in Ottawa every once in a while. And one of the subunits I was responsible for back in my Army days was based out of Ottawa, so I had to travel up a couple times to visit. But don't think I've been on a... Well, I went to Ottawa. When was I last there? September of 2020. So over a year ago I was there for something.
Evening,
This is the last time I was in Ottawa.
3651, 7000.
It's the last time I was on an airplane, actually, which is not good.
FedEx 3650, Boston Center, hello.
There's top of descents now showing on the ND. It's a cold one out though. True air temperature is minus 27 degrees outside.
Flight 837, runway 24, taxi via, taxi via Bravo Echo, cross runway 15.
Hard enough trying to do ATC at an airport. I can't imagine being a center and having to handle all the airports under you if no one else is online. It's pretty brutal. Oh, yeah, get those air miles.
Number 9er Tango Alpha, amendment to your route, advise you ready to copy.
169 Tango Alpha, ready to copy.
Had a big controversy over that.
The Bradley International Airport via from
For
present
those
position,
of us
proceed
that
direct
flew,
Madison
because
VOR,
working for the federal
Mike,
government,
Alpha, Delta, and
a
direct.
lot of our flights were booked on Air Canada because they just had the schedule.
Okay, from present position, Madison VOR, then direct for 169 Tango Alpha.
There's a thing
Number 9
wondering,
Tango Alpha, read back
could we
correct.
collect airplane miles for those flights because we were flying for business, and there's a huge thing about that, and they finally said yeah, it was fine, but
Gold 72, proceed direct Elsa, cross Elsa at 3000, cleared ILS 33 approach.
Alright, direct Elsa,
bit of
cross
a pain.
Elsa at 3000, direct ILS. Excuse me. Cleared ILS 33 approach, Gold 72.
the other one we had, which was interesting, was fueling up the vehicles using the Government of Canada credit cards. If you went to like a Esso station or something and you had a loyalty card, people would use their loyalty card when they were fueling up. And they ruled that you couldn't do that because you weren't paying for it, and so they cracked down on that one.
Line 837, fly runway heading,
It's horrible when they take all the
18, runway 24, clear for
perks
takeoff.
and bonuses away from doing stuff.
Boston, back at 2228, level 23, visiting, level 19, and 05 Denmark.
American 2228, Boston Center, good evening, cross Madison, at a maintain 1000, the Bradley altimeter 2985.
2985, Mike descending 11000, that's 2228.
Number 9er Tango Alpha, descend and maintain 13,000.
No, 13000, 169 Tango Alpha.
Yeah, I've got hotel stuff I collect. I mean, I fly a lot with Air Canada, so I got the Aeroplan stuff. But a lot of it is now all personal travel and stuff.
Jazz 8065, leave my airspace to the north. Montreal's offline radar service terminated for exchange approved. Good night.
Is that for me? Jazz 8065, Rudder, over to Honeycomb, have a good night. Alright, so 122.8.
Boston Delta 1547 across the airport 9.
And we're back over on Unicom. Top of descent is coming up. It's about 120 miles out. Flying slower than normal because we could do 73 knot wind now. So just slowing us down a bit. I think no snow down there. Yeah, it was for me. No snow down there, so must have been warm out there as well. We got that cloud cover coming in. Let's see what the current Ottawa weather is.
We started getting visitors from every universe. Now,
alright, so
multiverse is real. Everything. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm so confused right now.
Here is the current weather.
I'm ready.
Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now playing exclusively in movie theaters.
010 Sulu. That's an hour old? Oh, it is an hour ago. That's the most recent one I've got. Let's see. Winds are 200, 19 gusting 29. Okay, so we're gonna have a bit of a gusty landing. And wind, slight crosswind from the left. 50 miles visibility. Scattered clouds 3,500 feet. Scattered clouds 1,700 feet, or 17,000 feet, which we can kind of see. Temperature is 14, dew point's 10. 2948 is the barometer, so low pressure, which, given the weather. Remarks: serial stratocumulus 3, alto cumulus 1. Sea level pressure is low. Density altitude of 900 feet. Okay. So low pressure. So there's little cautions there about the low pressure, because that will affect lift and stuff, especially for aircraft that are taking off. Clouds are looking very nice. Really liking that wispy, thin wispy cirrus clouds up there. Look at that. That just looks fantastic with that morning sun on them. Shadows on the ground. You can see the we're flying over the Appalachian Mountains here in New York, up through Montreal and up through Quebec. That's these here. We're crossing over the border now into Quebec. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to dial the range back now to 80. So get ready to start to come in. 137 miles out from Ottawa. Roughly 17 minutes. So we're still ahead of schedule, even with the wind, so we're doing good. I think we should land a little bit earlier. Still giving us a 1 hour to our arrival, but I think we'll be in before that. And we were going slightly faster than our flight plan had it planned out for, so trying to make up some of the time we would have lost with the headwind. Yeah, so Brian, if you've been watching the Christmas special, I don't know if you've noticed, we're spelling out the word Christmas. So we started in Cardiff, then we flew to Hamburg. Then we flew up to, from Hamburg we flew up to Romaniemi, up in northern Finland, Christmas village place. For, that was R. For I, we flew down to Innsbruck in Austria. So for S, which is Saturday, we're flying from Innsbruck, Austria up to Stockholm in Sweden. And then for T, I believe we're flying down to Turin in Italy. M, I believe, is Minsk in the Ukraine. And then it's A is Amsterdam, and then S is a bit of a surprise. What's our ground speed? 376. Wow. And our airspeed is 452. So we've got, yeah, it's about an 80 knot difference. So if you're up on VATSim, you're more than welcome to join in. Let's see. Bear with me, I'm gonna try something with packs.
We hope you're enjoying your flight. We're making good progress here, and we're doing our best to get you in on time.
It's not what I wanted to try. Well, if you didn't hear me do the long from the cockpit announcement, it didn't work. Not sure exactly how that works. It's the first time I tried doing it. I tried to listen as well on on the stream, but I didn't hear it either, so not sure if you heard anything other than that canned recording. Got a lot of traffic coming out of Montreal or around Montreal right now. A couple of Air Canada flights. No, there's an Air Canada. No, another Air Canada. Couple private flights heading there. Ah, interesting. Alright, we're about 50 miles out from top of descent now. Did you hear the canned one? Did it come across? Where he said, oh, we're just trying to get you there on time? Yeah, you did hear that one, eh? I'll have to look into that. Not too worried about it. Alright, so after Villeroy, we've got our top of descent as we head down to Ewell. And Ewell wants us... Where's my star? Below 28,000, as you can see, it says below 28,000. So once we get to Villeroy, it will start giving us our vertical speed that it wants us to set to reach Ewell at under 28,000 feet. And that's how we'll manage our descent. So since there's no ATC on and we're going to be going straight in, and there's currently, I'm the only aircraft inbound, so arriving aircraft conflicting is not going to be an issue. We're just going to set in our final altitude, which is 1,400 feet. And what I will do is I will check over here. So 28, 16, 8, 11, 3,000 at tail flight, 4,000, runway at 40. Okay, so that's perfect. So we can set 1,400 in directly, and that will take us all the way down, including on the RNAV approach. Well, I still haven't quite figured out how to do a RNAV with the approach mode. We'll do it manually with the vertical speed and just the nav until I can take over. 400 or 377 foot altitude. Cloud deck is at 3,500, so we should have plenty of visibility once we get down to platform altitude. We should be below
Remember
the cloud
the things
layer.
we loved about the good old holidays? Having a nice dinner with family, watching wholesome holiday movies
See our
while playing with
crab
those
angle here.
fidgety, spinny things. Ah yes, 2019 were the days indeed. But good thing is, this year Loblaws, Zehrs, and your
That's our
independent grocer are bringing back that
heading
old
is
school
the green
holiday
dot.
magic. Get all you need to celebrate holidays the old-fashioned way,
See the
including
offset?
$25 deli party platters that'll earn you 5,000 PC Optimum points. That's like $5 in points. Imagine all the fidgety, spinny things you could buy with that.
So, top of descent, 20 miles out. $1,400 being dialed in for our target altitude. Before we start our descent, let's see if there is a weather update. There is. No, too much has changed. $2945 will be the altitude we set in the barrel, and minimums, we might as well set that right now. For the approach is going to be 684 feet. Get that entered in now. So let's call it 690. Good, so we're about 14 miles to go. And you can see they want us at a 1,600 foot per minute descent rate at the moment. Bit of a wiggle there. I think we're pretty much there. So 1,800 feet going in. We're going to pull back on the throttles a little bit. Vertical speed down to 1,800. We're going to let the speed go up to 290 for the descent. 1,800, 1,800. We're good. So let's get the speed up slightly, maintain that 290. Ottawa area traffic, Jazz 8065, leaving flight level 340 on the river for arrival for runway 25 Ottawa. Ease back again now. Make sure we don't overspeed. Cloud layer right there. The sun on the St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence? Yeah, it's probably the St. Lawrence down there. No, we're south of the St. Lawrence right now, I think. Not sure. You? What's you? It's buffering again. Stop buffering. Not getting any warnings from Streamlabs. Yeah, YouTube's lagging again. I know. I'll pull those throttles back. Running into the 20,000s with the seatbelts back on. Alright, we're below 28,000. As we hit Yule. Keep a little bit of the view out the front. Still being able to see what I've got on the page for our descent. I think 117 on the next leg. Let's see what it says. Checking the aircraft around Ottawa, nothing's heading in there. So it looks like we've got the airport to ourselves. Alright, we're over to Alsat. Alsat wants 1700. Crank that back slightly. It's 23,500. See our banana here. It's going to put us right down at the line right before the airport, which is where we want it. So that's all looking good. Has the stream caught up, Brian? Sure. It's doing there now. Well, it seems to be pretty close. It's 21,000. Come back on the range to 40. So descent checks. Landing elevation is set. Fuel is checked. TCAS is set below, and traffic is on. Radar is on. CAS is checked, and landing data we'll do closer down because it does prefer it at a lower altitude. approach briefing is complete, so it's just going to be the landing data we do towards the end. Probably going to be looking at about a 141 for our landing speed. So we're through 20,000 feet. So at Thorough, it wants us below 10,000, and you can see we got over on the legs page, well, it says 11,278. That's close enough for government work. So what I'm going to do now is dial in our 2045. Since we're cleared below transition and we're almost there anyway, and this might take us through it. Pretty damn close. There we go, we're through transition, 18,000 feet. Alright, so our next targeted speed is going to be 250. Again, this is done manually while maintaining the descent rate. So we'll change after all set. We're going to have 17 miles to slow down for Thorough. Looks like it wants us to shallow our descent rate, which will help us slow down. So we'll get through LSAT first. There we go. So it wants us at 14. So we'll bring that down to 14. Start bringing the throttles back a little bit more as well, help us slow down. It's a good place to turn off the radio. Right. Speed is coming down. Wants us back to 1,200 feet. And it's hard to do outside views a lot when you're flying this airplane. So much manual throttle manipulation required. Well, you can see there, look at the eastern townships of Quebec. Flying over the St. Lawrence, should be to our north. Oh no, St. Lawrence will be to our south. Sorry, the Ottawa River will be to our north. So it is the St. Lawrence off to our left. There we go, 250 knots, a little bit of power. It's slightly below glide. I want us down back to 1,000. A little bit of power with that. Try to keep the pointer in the speed bug. see tail fly there, which is the entry into the approach. We're going to be down to about 220 when we hit tail fly. We're on the glide path now. Yeah, that's the St. Lawrence down there. Should be looking down towards Ontario there. I mean, the border is coming up. I think Thorough's around the border. Speed's good. It's 11,300 feet. Alright, what does it want next? It wants currently 1,000 feet. Let's see what it adjusts to after we cross the waypoint. 27 miles out. 31 minutes to go to our expected arrival. I think we're going to be a little bit early, which is always a good thing. Alright, there's the next wave. Everything is good up there. Through 10,000 feet.
Begun our final descent into Ottawa. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Alright. Just gonna hit the B button just to confirm our our 2943 is what's in the sim. So that's good. Now, from tail fly, we've got 6.1 miles to get down to 1,400 feet. I'm going to have to be slowing down as well. So that's all good. So we'll come over here to our performance page. We're now going to set our VREF speeds and everything. So 141 is our VREF. So that is set. Missed approach. Climb to 3,000 feet, track 251 degrees to VSOL. Alright. 251 degrees to VSOL. We'll dial that in now so it's set in case we need it. Still on the bug. Still wants us 1,000 feet descending. And 1,000 feet after that, and then it's about a, well, it says 400 foot descent to the, no, 1,000 foot descent to the runway. We might be just going straight in. We'll see how it goes. There's the airport. Picking it up now. So the airport is in sight. Everything is set. MDA is set. So before landing checklist. Flight attendants. Give them a ding. Passenger signs are on. Thrust reversers are armed. And landing gear and flaps. Landing data is set. 141 is our rough speed for landing. No excuses for a shabby approach here. Everything seems to be working well. I'm going to actually dial that down to 400 feet for the runway, since it has us gearing down to it. So after tail flight it's 900 feet and 900 feet, and that should bring us down to pretty much on the runway. So we're about 8 miles out. We're going to start slowing down. Gonna come in one more notch on the range. It's 10 miles. So the airport site. It's 220. First level flap extension is 230. Oh. Our slats coming out. Flaps 8. Help us nose down a little bit as we start slowing. Coming back. Down to our T speed as we come up to our waypoint here, make the turn for the runway. .3,000 feet at tow flight, which was about what we should hit, and it wants us back to about 500 foot. So we'll dial that back to 500 and have to add some power. Hold her around 180. Should be making the turn, have the runway in sight. There's the turn. Once 500 feet, around 500 feet, we're on the descent path. Dropping the gear. Gear is down. Level of flaps. Level of flaps. See the two there on the display. That's our target for our, as we come down the glide slope. It's not really a glide slope, the flight path. Alright, so radar altimeter is up 30 degrees. Flaps. We're all set. Airport's in sight. So we got 2 whites, 2 reds. $1,000 to go. Alright, we're high. Flaps full. And we're getting slow. It is gusty here. Now we're high. So I have control. Continue.
Sync rate 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Alright, welcome to Ottawa. Alright, reversers are on, and we're braking. Knots. Reversers are off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ottawa. The local time is 10:27.
Alright, here is Echo. And we'll get a look at Ottawa Airport here. You can see the tower off in the distance. There we go. slow it down. Pops up. So after landing, APU. Oop, starting. Transponder is off. Radar is off. Flaps are up. Lights. Strobes. APU is starting. And probe heats can come off. Alright. Well, you can hear the APU ramping up. We're going to head over to the gate. Auto area traffic. Jazz 8065, clear runway 25. I think we're parking at gate 16 today. It's definitely windy here. You can see those clouds just blowing right past. They're coming up here. Gate 16. Go. Oh, I think I went too far. Ah, that's fine. They're gonna have to use the stairs to get out. Alright, here we are. Parking brake is on. Seatbelt signs can come off. We do have the APU, so thrust levers come off as well. Anti-ice was never on, so we're good. Fuel pumps both coming off. Beacon light is off. Taxi light is off. Nose wheel steering is off. Chocks in place. Ground power connected. Cargo opened. And there goes the door. So here's Ottawa Airport. Looking very nice. Pretty cool. Well, thanks for joining us on the flight. Brian, you have a good day. And have a good night. We'll catch you on the next stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now.